and welcome back to Sustainability Ventures, where we separate climate facts from feel-good myths. Today, we're tackling one of the most popular sustainability beliefs out there. Buying local is always better for the climate. It sounds logical, it feels responsible, and it's repeated everywhere, from food blogs to policy discussions. But here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. In many cases, local transportation emissions can exceed the emissions saved during production. So today, we're asking a hard but necessary question. Is buy local always a climate win, or sometimes just a comfortable illusion? The buy local movement emerged for good reasons, supporting local farmers and businesses, preserving regional economies, reducing dependency on global supply chains, and cutting long-distance transport emissions. And emotionally, it makes sense. A product made near you feels cleaner than one shipped halfway around the world. But climate impact isn't about distance alone. It's about how something is produced, at what scale, and how efficiently it moves. And this is where the story gets complicated. Not all transportation is created equal. A massive cargo ship can move thousands of tons of goods using less fuel per unit than a single truck driving across town. Rail transport is far more efficient than road transport. And last-mile delivery, small trucks making many stops, is often the most carbon-intensive part of the journey. So paradoxically, a product shipped internationally by sea, then efficiently distributed, can have lower transport emissions than a locally made product delivered in small batches by road. Distance matters, but efficiency matters more. Now let's talk about production, the part most buy local discussions ignore. Large-scale manufacturing facilities often use advanced energy-efficient machinery, run on cleaner or renewable energy, and optimize material use at scale. Meanwhile, small local producers may rely on older, less efficient equipment, fossil-fueled electricity or generators, and lower output with higher emissions per unit. So while local production may reduce transport distance, it can increase emissions during manufacturing itself. Climate impact is cumulative, and production emissions often outweigh transport emissions entirely. Food is where the buy local myth is strongest and most misleading. Take beef, for example. The vast majority of beef's emissions come from methane from livestock, feed production, and land use change. Transportation is a tiny fraction. Or consider tomatoes. Local tomatoes grown in heated greenhouses during winter versus imported tomatoes grown naturally in sunny climates. The imported tomatoes, despite traveling thousands of kilometers, can have lower total emissions than the local energy-intensive option. Local doesn't automatically mean low carbon. Seasonal and production method matter far more. Another rarely discussed issue is logistics scale. Local supply chains often involve small delivery vehicles, partial loads, inefficient routing, and empty return trips. Global supply chains, for all their flaws, are optimized for volume and efficiency. Ironically, many local systems move less product using more fuel per unit. That inefficiency quietly erodes the climate benefits people assume they're getting. Let's be clear, this is not an attack on local production. Buy local can reduce emissions when production is low carbon, goods are seasonal, transport is efficient and consolidated, renewable energy is used, and waste is minimized. Local systems work best when they're designed intentionally, not romantically. Sustainability isn't about proximity alone, it's about system design. Buying local isn't wrong, but it's not automatically right either. Sometimes transportation emissions saved locally are more than offset by inefficient production. Sometimes global systems outperform local ones on climate, even if they feel less personal. Real sustainability demands nuance, data, and honesty, not just comforting narratives. If this video challenged how you think, hit like, subscribe, and join the conversation below. Should sustainability focus less on local versus global and more on total impact? Thanks for watching, and remember,